As a married person, discuss everything with your spouse. As an unmarried person, learn to tell your own story. Why? Because the moment you leave your story in someone else's hands, you lose control of the narrative. Think about it. Two people can witness the exact same thing, the exact same event, and tell completely different stories. Not because one is lying, but because every story passes through the filter of personal experience, emotions, assumption, biases, and opinions. And once their version becomes the loudest voice in the room, it starts shaping how people see you. It shapes your reputation, it shapes your relationships, it shapes opportunities that comes your way. That's why mature people learn to own their stories. When you own your story, I mean, if you made a mistake, say it. If you failed, admit it. If you hurt someone, own it. If you're struggling, acknowledge it. There is a strange freedom that comes when nobody can use your past against you because you've already addressed it yourself. The person who openly says, yes, I made that mistake and I learned from it, becomes almost impossible to blackmail, manipulate, or intimidate. Your secrets lose their power when you stop hiding from them. Even in marriage, this principle becomes even more important. I recently told a friend of mine that my wife knows about a certain past of mine, and he was shocked. He was shocked it was a land. Many marriages suffer not because of the mistake itself, but because one spouse hears the story from somebody else first. A friend calls, a family member talks, a co-worker mentions something, and now the issue is no longer the mistake. The issue becomes, why didn't I hear it from you? Trust is built when spouse never has to discover your story from another source. Healthy marriages are built on conversations, not investigations. When your spouse becomes the first person to hear your struggles as a married person, to hear your failure, to hear your dreams, your fears, your victories, and intimacy would grow. But when outsiders become your first storytellers, suspicion grows. Here's the truth. When you're succeeding, tell your story. When you're struggling, tell your story. When you're winning, tell your story. When you're also healing, tell your story. Because if you don't tell your story, someone else will. And they might add details you never said, details you never did, emotions you never felt, motives you never had. Never surrender the pen that writes your narrative. Own your mistakes. Own your growth. Own your testimony. Tell your story before someone else tells their version of it. Because the person who controls the narrative often controls the perception. And the perception, you see, influences everything. Tell your story. Own your truth. Protect your relationship, whether it's business relationship or not. Protect it.